Hello? Okay. Hello, my name is Kenyon McCafferty. I'm a second year medical student at Kirksville College of Medicine, A.T. Still University. After a year of struggling and hacking my way through the first year of medical school, I think I finally nailed down a really efficient, effective way of studying, and I'd like to share that with you. The first thing is I go to class and open up the PowerPoints that the teacher posted on Blackboard. I don't know why I open these even because I don't look at them. I just listen during lecture and make sure I grasp all the concepts. Usually there's nothing too complicated, but the key is you don't want to try to memorize stuff you're hearing the first time through. Just write down a few things if the teacher emphasizes something, says it's going to be on the test, or if he includes something that's not in the PowerPoint slides, I'll write it down. Then once the lecture's over, I'll go into my study room and open up Excel. Here in Excel, I'm cataloging all the details from the PowerPoint slides that I think are worth memorizing. So I'll take this Excel spreadsheet and shrink it down so I can see just a few lines. And I'll have it open in front of the slides. That way I can be typing in Excel while I scroll through the PowerPoint slides. And eventually I'll find something that looks like I might want to memorize it, like how long do hives last? How long do hives usually last? Up to 24 to 48 hours. Maybe something on this other lecture I might want to memorize. Okay, C. diff produces what toxins? Toxin A and toxin B. Okay, and then I'll go through every slide of every lecture from that day, making sure that I take note of all the details that need to be memorized. You want to be really liberal with how many of these flashcards you're making because you got to trust yourself that you can memorize a ton of stuff because you really can. As long as you have the right tools, it's not really that difficult. And I'll show you what those tools are in a minute. So once I have those flashcards all made up, I'll typically have maybe this week it looks like I had 324 flashcards for a whole week of lecture. Then you go into the Excel Save As, and here you want to save it as a tab delimited text file. Name it something that you can find later, section 3 flashcards, and I'll save it to the desktop for now. Save active sheet, continue. Okay, so once you've saved that, you can get out of Excel. And then, this is where the magic happens for me. This app called Anki. It's free to download. I'll show you where to get it in a minute. You go to File, Import, and you click on your text file where you saved your flashcards. Open, Import, and it lets you add it to whatever deck. You can add it to the same deck you've been working on, or you can add it to a new deck. Here, I'll start a new deck, and you can tell it what you want to do with each field. I'll just have the front and back of the flashcards. But you can do a lot of stuff with this. It's really powerful and flexible. Um, so now I've got this added to my KCOM Semester 3, Block 3. Study now. And then my flashcards come up. What's the treatment for megacolon? Well, you got to go to surgery. E. coli strains that are similar to and cause similar symptoms as Shigella. I think this was EHEC and EIEC. This is really nice. It shows you the flashcard. You just tell them whether you thought it was easy, hard, and it'll tell you, it'll bring the flashcards back to you at a time when you're probably just about to forget. Right on the verge of forgetting, you see the flashcard again. It keeps it in your long-term memory really well that way. In the meantime, these cards that you know really well, like Cyclospora ID, that's mixed acid fast stain, as opposed to Cryptosporidium, which would be uniformly well. These ones that I know really well, say I'm not going to see this again for 11 days. In the meantime, I can be working on cards that I'm just starting to learn. And the ones I know stay out of the way, and I focus on the ones I need to work on. It's such an efficient way to go through a ton of flashcards and really quiz yourself and get to know the material super well. You'll see every flashcard 4, 5, 6 times before you get to the test, and it'll just come back to you so easy. This method has really increased my confidence during tests. Here, I'll show you where to find Anki. So you go to ankisrs.net, and this is free software for the desktop. Download, and it'll let you. That's basically it. I showed you the whole software right there. It's such an incredible software. It's really, if you're a power user, you can get into it and do tons of stuff. There is a little bit of a learning curve to making flashcards. I showed you one quick way to do it coming off of the Excel spreadsheet. There are tons of different ways to make flashcards, and it's a super efficient way to study. This method may seem a little intimidating at moments because it's very easy to make 300 flashcards for a single week. And if you have a month between tests, you could easily get up to 1,000 flashcards. But you can do it with this Anki scheduling system. And actually the way I'll do it is I'll say, okay, for this next test, I think I'll probably have around 800 flashcards. Okay, so I'll say 800 flashcards divided by, well, let's see how many days it's going to be. So let's say my next test, today's September 23rd. Let's just say my next test is going to be on October 20th. That's in 27 days. So 27 days, it's 4 weeks. I never study on Sundays, so that would be 23 days. 800 divided by 23, 34. So that means I need to do 35 or so new flashcards every day, besides the ones that I am reviewing from previous days. So Anki will open up here in a minute. I'll say, okay, options. I need to be studying 35 new flashcards per day. And that way, I'll finish them in time for the test. and let me tell you, it just, like I said, gives you so much more confidence to have seen all this stuff, all these details at least 4 or 5 times. So yeah, that's how I study. It's increased my test score by about 10%, and to talk about, besides the increase in my score, it also decreases the amount of time that you have to work. 4 hours of lecture per day, and then it takes probably 2.5, 3 hours to make the new flashcards that you saw that day during lecture. And then it takes maybe another hour and a half to just go through your flashcards for that day, which comes out to maybe 8 or 9 hours a day. And then times 5 days a week or 6 days. So 45 hours a week. That's like a pretty easy work week, especially if you're planning on being a doctor. And it just makes life during medical school so much easier to have the extra time, spend with your family or go out. I just really love this method, and I think you guys should try it. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me if you came up with any cool modifications that made this system better, and put it in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Bye.